Howdy fellas, Frankie Day here on YouTube. Okay fellas, this is Friday evening. This is video 15 of my Trumpeter 1/200 scale USS Arizona. Taken from the last video fellas. I got it pretty well wrapped up just about, except of 3 more assemblies needs to be done. The rigging needs to be finished, needs to be done on it, started and finished. Crew figures got to be prime painted, installed on the deck. And lastly, the 2 OS2U Kingfishers, and she's finished. All railings on the Arizona are completely finished. I went back and done some touch-up painting here and there for any holidays that I missed. I went and repainted them again, and I can't find any more left to to touch up. So also I painted on the open 5-inch 25 casement guns. On top of the rotary, it's called canvas shields. These canvas shields are known as awnings. And what they do, they unzip them and they bring down the awnings and they cover up the guns. And so if we're underway, inside the casement, the deck itself, they got these little petitions by hands. They put it inside the casements and they dog it down. And they'll seal it up right there. So anyway, I took some white paint and painted the canvas on there. You'll see it on there when we go to the video. The Mighty Arizona looks really good. She's coming right nice. And I got the paravanes on. I got the barbettes. The barbettes are on. Got the life. I got the 2 cardiofos installed. I got 3 paravanes installed. And I got the jack and the American flag on the jack staff, and the ensign staff, I got the ensign on there too. And one thing with certain fellows, no mistake about it, it's the USS Arizona. And here's a beautiful looking ship for her day. It's really a shame something like this was destroyed just by an aircraft by itself. See, these are the teachings and the learnings of hindsight that General Billy Mitchell said during his court-martial back in 1921. They court-martialed Mr. William Mitchell from the Army Air Corps, or the Signal Corps back in those days. He was actually virtually a threat to security. And he knew too much and about a lot of things. And but one thing his peers, the militarists, never listened to. They thought this guy was a raging lunatic. And they said, well, I can prove to you that an airplane can sink a battleship. They said, no, an airplane ain't gonna sink a battleship. Ain't no way an airplane can sink a battleship. Yes, it can. And he proved it. The old captured battleship Austerlitz from Germany back in World War I. And he's an M4, a Martin M4 bomber, and he dropped a 765-pound bomb, and went right through the boiler casings to the top deck where the funnels are at, and sunk her. And they were quite astounded about that. And so his teachings were that we got the upgrade. We have inferior military equipment that needs to be upgraded immediately in case we're attacked, and they didn't believe that who we can be attacked by whom. And he said by Japan. And so ain't no way Japan can attack us. Yes, they can. They're a nation to reckon with. They won the Russian war back in the Battle of Tsushima back during 1904, the Prusso-Japanese War. And they were actually, just like we did during the Spanish-American War, a nation to reckon with. Well, 20 years later, December 7, 1941, the USS Arizona met her fate. And this is hindsight of a lot of problems that could have been corrected if we just go back in history, back in time, and try to better ourselves. Okay, fellas, this is enough of that little ramble right there. Just something just to pass the time a little bit. We're going to get back to the Arizona right now. This is video 15, and I'll show you how much old Frankie Day's got on her. And like I mentioned earlier, there's only got about 3 assemblies left, but she's done, folks. And I got to go down to Lowe's down there tomorrow, or either that or Home Depot. I got to pick up some lumber so I can make my display base. for the Arizona right here. And the final reveal is going to be this Monday, December 7th. And so it's going to be a good final reveal. And I'll have my scratch-built 1192 USS Arizona built from builder's plans that I obtained from the floating dry dock. And so we're going to go back and take a look at the Arizona right here, fellas. And I'll discuss what I've done on it. And I'll get my favorite, my little pointer buddy over there, if I can find him somewhere here. I'm quite sure he's near. Oh yes, it's near. Got my little pointer right here. Don't go without him. Thank you again, Gary. Okay, guys, we'll swing over and take a look at the USS Arizona. Okay, fellas, there she is in her entirety. This is a big model, folks. And we're going to zoom in. I'll zoom in a little bit as I try to rotate this camera a little bit. That focus a little bit here, guys. Okay, fellas, as you can see, I got the mic. There's the captain's gig or the officer's gigs on there. I got the bar bed on there. You can see the Carly float, and you can see all the rail work that's done on here. And rail work just continually goes all the way aft to the end of the crane. You can see the fire plug back here. Uh-oh, dropped my pointer. Excuse me, fellas. You can see the fire plug back way over here by next to the crane. Over this here, right here, fellas. And there's a fire plug, which are all red. Nice teak deck. One Kingfisher will fit in this catapult here. As we go aft, on top of turret number 3. This is where the other S2U Kingfisher would be at also. And I'll very gently, fellas, I'll rotate, bring this camera closely without obscuring anything. Now you can see here, these are called the canvas awnings right here. These are all white. And what they do is during, it's more or less in port, the shutter bays come as sections, and they're installed from the inside, so they don't rotate and cover over like that of a like a carnivore. It more or less they're done by sections, and they're going to be dogged in from the inside. Anyway, this canvas right here, what it does is during in port, and to prevent sunlight and they take these awnings and they drop them all the way down. And you can see on the splinter shields, you can see in the splinter shields here how I got the railings all done on it. I kid you not, fellas, there's a lot of detail in this thing. I'm about to burn my eyeballs out trying to get this thing right. And again, you can see the open case and awnings. And proceed forward, and you can see the paravanes on there. And those are the barbettes on there, fits on top of the barbette turret itself. And of course we go all the way forward up to the forecastle area, and you can see the stoppers on there. And like I say, fellas, this is a very well detailed model. I mean, Trumpeter, those guys must have got their hands on the builder's plans to produce this model and this fidelity of detail. This is a one kind of maquette, fellas, I kid you not. And this is the USS Arizona, and all resplendent. And if anybody's got one of these in their stash, you'll see what I mean. If you don't, I'd really like to see you guys get one of these, because you guys will not be disappointed. And the USS Arizona was known as a ship of destiny. And Back in 1929, she went through a refit. They got rid of her old bridge. They got rid of her old cage mast, fire control stations, and made tripods out of them. And with these tripods they more or less stationed a 3-story fire control housing on top of these tripod masts. And that became the traditional way that the USS Arizona had her fire control stations installed, getting away from the old cage mast. And also made the elevation of the 14-inch guns another 10 more degrees, so you get a lot more better accuracy shots. And she's a beautiful ship for her time, fellas. She's a Pennsylvania class. Her sister ship is the USS Pennsylvania. And when all hostilities came to an end in August of 1945, during a bikini test on Natal, he used the USS Pennsylvania, the Nagato, the Saratoga, and a host of other great ships as an A-bomb test. And believe you me, a lot of them actually survived the explosion from bikini without sinking, and some did sink, and some were about to sink. And there was a lot of them went through that test like that, and they stayed afloat. The Pennsylvania never sank; it stayed afloat. That was very remarkable for a ship that was made back in 1916. Very remarkable. Anyway, fellas, so I got about 3 things left I'm going to do on this Arizona, and I'll do that tomorrow. I'm kind of tired tonight a little bit. I worked all day today, and between working and working on this thing here, it's, well, Frankie Day's getting tuckered. I'm ready to hit the part sack. And so the next video is going to be the last video of this Arizona. It's going to be video 16. It's going to be the final reveal. And as I mentioned on the last 2 videos, I'll throw in my USS Arizona, my scratch built one I made in 1/192 scale, and it has awnings on there too and everything, so it looks pretty real, almost like that of the Trumpeter kit here. Okay, guys, we'll take this camera swinging around. I'll close up the video, and I'll probably I'll discuss here for a couple minutes here what I'll be doing next on the workbench, because I've spent a lot of time on Arizona, and the deadline is December 7th. That's going to be the final reveal. And so when I get the Arizona out of the way, I'm going to jump back on the Alabama. I'm going to build another ship model. I might jump on that big old huge 1/72nd scale Gato class submarine by Revell I showed you a while ago. I got last week. And before I do that, I'll make an inbox review of that, and I'll show you how big it is. All you fellas out there who's got one of these in your stash but understand what I'm talking about. It's a big model. It's 52 inches long. It's a lot more larger than 4 feet. It's a beautiful kit, to say the least. Okay, guys, on the workbench is going to be, like I mentioned a while ago, when the Arizona's completely all done, I'm going to put her dust cover, and I'll leave her in the living room somewhere where people can admire looking at her. And I'll zoom back on the CSS Alabama. Captain Raphael Sims is calling on me on it. It too is going to be a fast build. And I'll be jumping on my Gato class submarine, and I'll probably jump on something else too I got to finish up on. So I'm going to be busy, 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 busy. Okay, fellas, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. May God bless. Thank you guys very much for your views, and also for your comments and everything on my builds. It really means a lot to this old man. And I got no better place to display my work, and myself, to you great fellas out there, we're all family here. That's the way I look at it. So we got to take care of each other. And again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and I'm out of here. And so stay tuned on December 7th, which is this Monday. It'll be the final reveal for the USS Arizona. Okay, fellas, I'd like to thank everybody again. Bye, boys. You all take care and make Mama happy. Bye, boys.